back to my channel, my loves. I'm excited for today. Actually, not excited because I have anxiety about it. I get anxiety talking about stuff that gives me anxiety. But I posted a nail picture a couple days ago, and you guys thought like it was fire. It did good on likes, etc. Good feedback. But I Facetuned the hell out of that picture, and you guys will be surprised what you can fix on Facetune because my nails are jacked up. I want to say effed up, but I mean effed up. Whatever. Horrible freaking experience. But just a little backstory. So I usually go to Skylar Nails. I live in Riverside. It's off Riverwalk. And Mondays it's closed. And I just felt like I really needed my nails done. My nails were super burnt from, you know, using the lighter. And using my nails like it's a roach clip. And I seen this place. I've been seeing it for a while, and they have nice pictures, and it's like all those little like designs and cute stuff that I never do because I'm just like scared it's not going to come out right. So obviously this was not a great experience. And the place is called 3D Nails, and it's off Hull Avenue. Man, 4 hours. 4 hours in there, and I was actually looking forward to getting my nails done there because I've been like, you know, just my mom's been telling me about it lately, and I've been seeing pictures. I'm like, oh, they do all the cool little like crystals and like ombres, like all that cool stuff, and I never do that to my nails. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try something different, go to a new place, try something different. And you know, I already kind of felt bad cheating on my nail guy, especially now because they came out super bad. So I don't know what my nail guy's gonna say to me when I go back in like a couple weeks. Yes, a couple weeks, because I'm gonna keep these horrible nails. Are so bad. I felt like the only good thing, or actually I'm just gonna start from the beginning. So anyways, I made an appointment. I called right when they opened, and I said, can I have an appointment with Angie for a fill? I also need a pedicure. Whatever, got my appointment at 12, went good. And Angie is someone that I've been seeing tagged on the pictures, and so I was like, okay, I obviously want someone who's like tagged the most, and I seen like all like designs she does and everything. Excuse me. Whew. I'm already getting anxiety from it. Okay. I get into the nail place, and I'm used to when I go to my place, they start on my toes and my guy starts on my hands. So it's like quick, you know what I mean? And usually my toes take about, I don't know, 45 minutes or something, 40 minutes. And I sit down. First of all, it's probably because I don't know how to work the chairs. Usually the place I go to, they like control the chairs and stuff. They see if you're too far, if you're too close, etc. And the chairs, so my back was like, oh my god, my back was killing me the entire time, like excruciating pain, because I already have bad back pains. And I usually get massages, but I haven't for like the past 6 months, which is my fault. And so literally the whole time sitting there, my back was like freaking straight forward, and I was kind of like leaning over, slouching to the side, something, because I could not fix it. And I kept asking like, oh, how do I recline this? So he reclined it for me, actually, the person who was doing my toes. But as soon as I didn't want like the little things moving or whatever, so I turned it off, and I thought like I'll stay reclined. No, it went straight back up. Whatever, I was probably doing something wrong, and yeah, I'm running out of freaking breath. My heart's like racing so fast, you guys. Anyway, it already took about the first thing I started noticing as he was doing my nails, he started, you know how you guys, you know, they drill off the gel paint and like they soak it and stuff like that. They didn't soak my toes once. And he kept drilling it and drilling it and drilling it, and I noticed that it was like that whole top part of my nail, you know what I mean, like this part of the nail on my toes was so freaking thin, you guys. And I really care about how my toenails freaking look because I like to get them nice and squared and everything like that. That's why I keep them pretty long. So that already was like that already started giving me anxiety. And I was like, whatever, just, you know what I mean, if they paint with gel, the gel's pretty, you know, the gel paint is pretty thick, so I was like, oh, I'll cover it and make it kind of like more evened out and everything. And so I noticed that they didn't do what I noticed about the toe part too, I'm used to where I go, they take off all the extra skin, you know what I mean, that's on the sides, They didn't do that at all. They didn't clip the sides of my nails, nothing. So I don't know if that's what they usually do there, but I just feel like for as much as it costs, because like at the end of the day I spent $109, I thought it was just gonna be a regular, because I don't know, I felt like it was gonna be better than the place that I went to. So there's a lot of little things that they didn't end up doing. Now I was like, F it, whatever. And then when I paid for callus removal, because I just like want my feet nice and soft, you know, which everyone does. And I don't know what they used, but my feet were not soft after. And I'm used to them being like baby soft. You know that feeling? It feels so good after you get your nails done. Your feet are like baby soft. You're waiting for your boo to rub them. No, I didn't feel that way at all. And my boyfriend touched them. He could feel that they were dry too. Still. So that was already just an L. And he started painting my toenails. And I started noticing that he did like 2 or 3 coats of the paint, right? But I noticed that every time they were getting dried, it was only one time that he was putting them under. And with gel, if you know about gel paint, it starts to bubble and it starts to look wrinkled if you don't dry it enough, which every single toe on my foot looks like. It looks so bad, you guys. And so we started painting it, whatever, and I started noticing that like he wasn't getting the edges. So I had like corners, like if you see like how nails are, you know how this whole cuticle part, they're supposed to paint like up to it. Yeah, my toes had like, it was like cut off on the sides. Some of the sides parts weren't painted, and I kept looking at it. So I kept pointing out little stuff so if he could do it. So I assumed like if I told him to do it to like one nail, I'm so weird about saying stuff to people, especially like I like to avoid confrontation or even sounding rude or disrespectful. I'm like that with food too. Like I'll go somewhere, order something, if they bring me the wrong thing, I literally will eat the wrong thing. And that is such a bad quality to have, but I don't know, it makes me freaking freak out. So whatever, I was just ready for my toe thing to just get over with. And so I noticed as he was painting my nails that my nails were crooked. Like whatever way that he ended up like filing it down, my nails were kind of slanted. And I ended up pointing it out. He couldn't see what I meant. So the owner of the place, he ended up coming around. He was like the only person who was, you know, like translating stuff, speaking like fluent English. And so he kept coming around like the entire time to try to like whatever, you know. And so the guy couldn't fix it, the one who's doing my toes. The other guy, he can kind of see what he means, but he couldn't really see it that much. So then the girl Angie, who was doing my nails, she came over, fixed them a little bit. Yeah, one is still way longer than the other, but whatever. I was just like, at that point, this was 2 hours later, you guys. Like I said, my last place, the place I usually go, takes about like 40-45 minutes. This was 2 hours. 2 hours later. 2 hours later. 2 hours later, and whatever. I was hitting that point that usually 2 hours is how long it takes for me to just be in and out at my place, you know. And that was already just I was sweating. Like I can't even explain to you guys how I was drenched in freaking sweat. So that was just already, I was just like at that point, like I was just ready to get everything over with. I just want to start it, get it over with, and end it. And the guy can tell that my face was really stressed out. I looked like I was about to cry because I was just tired of like saying like little stuff, and I felt like I was like nagging or something. I don't know why I feel that way about stuff that I'm paying for. But toes were done, super wrinkled, nothing I could do about it. I was just over it. 2 hours. I didn't want to redo this for another hour and it still come out bad. It was weird. It almost felt like the longest lazy job that I've ever had done with my nails. Like it was like they rushed, but they also didn't, because as long as they should have come out like perfect, you know. So that was my toes. After that point, it was 2 hours later, and while I'm getting my toes done, like I said, I made an appointment at 12 specifically with Angie, and they had me sitting there for 2 hours with my toes, and she did like 2 other people. I'm like, my nails could have been done. I watched as she had other people that she did. And I even mentioned it. I was like, oh, is she going to start my nails? They're like, oh, when you're done with your toes, that she's going to start them. I was like, great, I'm going to be here for another 2 hours. It was just, I don't know, the service was so bad, you guys. I had like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I get my nails started, and it's not even by Angie. the one I specifically made my appointment with. And I said something because I was concerned. I was like, oh my God, like, dude, like, I made an appointment with Angie. That's who I wanted to get my nails by. So they gave me someone else who clipped off, like, shaved off my nails. And kind of like, he's like, oh no, someone's going to start it and she's going to do design. Which I was at the point, I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just freaking get my nails done with, whatever, like, get them over with. And, so I learned that the guy who was like doing my nails and my toes too, they were both like in training. She had to look over them, and I was like, what the hell? Like, that, that's why it took so long, because like they have someone in training doing my nails when I asked for like that one person, and they had to fix everything, and I don't know, and they tried to fix it and it still came out horrible. And so I started my nails, started shaving everything off, whatever. And he started getting too close, which I don't have this happen. My nail guy, he doesn't burn me, nothing like that. So he ended up, you know, he took off 2 nails. I had 2 crooked nails, which I already knew I had those. And I'll be honest, they actually made them straight. That's the only good thing that happened during that whole 4 hours. Made 2 of my nails straight. But he kept shaving them so thin around the whole front and the sides, I kept getting burnt. And the nails that he took off, you know what I mean, to replace, sorry you guys, freaking choking on my own spit, talking so much, salivating and stuff. So do you know how sometimes there's thick skin that grows like right there at the tip of your nail? He tried to clip that off twice and it hurt so bad. I told him once that I didn't want that clipped off and it hurt, and he still tried to do it again. So I don't know if he understood me, I don't know, whatever. So the whole time that he was drilling my nails and filing and everything, I was literally drenched in sweat because my anxiety was so bad because he kept hurting me, and I just wanted to get the situation over with. So whatever, like, first of all, a lot of the nails ended up being completely straight. They're not the same size as my other nails, and so whatever. So I asked the girl, no, this was actually after. So he starts the painting process, only dries them 1 time, and I tried to put my hands in twice, like, oh no, you're fine. They kept pulling my hand out and putting the other hand in it. First of all my nails are wrinkled. Like, I wish I could show you guys like a freaking HD camera. Every single one, you know, when it looks like that. And first of all, some of the parts right here are so thin, and this part's like lifted because they didn't put enough of the acrylic part. Is that what it's called? The little powder part. So freaking bad, whatever. So I was already over it, and he started doing the little design, and the line started going crooked. So the way the nail is, when you know, the outline of it and everything like that, it's supposed to fade on the side. It's like straight, like, it's just cut off like that. It's not faded that way, it's just cut off like that. So it looks like a little square on each side of every single nail. And he started doing it, and I started saying, like, this was already the point that Angie was supposed to come in and help me with my nails. So she comes in, because I started telling him, like, oh no, this is like a little crooked or whatever. I'm so timid with it. I'm using like a little light voice about it because I'm just so sick of it. I'm holding in my tears, and I'm like, just, oh my God, my anxiety was just out the freaking roof, you guys. And so Angie comes, and oh, first of all, oh my God, none of the sides. Okay, so hold on. So Angie comes and starts trying to fix the nails. Horrible. At least it looked, the lines not great, uneven on like literally every single nail, but at least like it looks a little bit better than what the guy did. And I asked her if she could just file every single one down, and she did, but she did it while there was paint, so I have no paint on like the sides of each of my nails. Had to Facetune that into my picture so my nails look perfect. And I have which finger is it? Oh, this one. I don't even know if you guys can even see. I hope you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's literally raw. You see my skin right here because he kept scraping it. There's no paint on the sides. Oh, when I left, first of all, there's paint on every single finger. Every single finger. And I felt like they thought they would do something. They offered the free little jewel. That's the only reason I did the little jewel. And I had to tell her on 3 different nails that it wasn't in the middle. She kept putting it. This one is not in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see, it's not centered. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't know. I have a ton of bubbles on my nails, all of them. I don't know. So all this was 4 hours later, and while I was finishing up my hands, the owner comes and gives me like a little gift card. He's like, you could use this for the next time you come. In my head, I'm like, hell no, I will never come to this ever in my entire life. Like, I will never go back. This was the worst service I've ever had in my entire life. And just really just messy as hell. Like, oh, and I forgot, there was a girl who came in and showed them a picture of nails, and they had no idea what they were talking about. Like, they didn't know who did the nails, etc., and all that, which didn't make sense. So I'm like, are they posting pictures that aren't their nails? I don't know. Anyway, so he gave me a little gift card, which did not help. I literally, as soon as I left there, stepped on the gas, drove home. As soon as I got out of the car, my parents were right there, and I bursted out crying, like hysterical, because I was just like, my nerves, everything, it was just, can you imagine, just 4 hours for the worst nails I've ever gotten in my entire life. And it just was shitty service. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're a new establishment. My mom looked up Yelp reviews, and the owner is literally arguing back to people who are pretty much explaining the same stuff I'm explaining, which is extremely unprofessional and just, I don't know any good place that does that. What the hell? I don't know. So anyways, the gift card he gave me was $10 off. And for my shitty toenails and my shitty nails, it cost $100 together. $105. And I left like little tips for both. I know you guys are going to say something. Why didn't I leave? I'm just going to blame my anxiety, because I couldn't. If you have anxiety, you know exactly what I mean. And my anxiety just didn't let me not tip, because I still felt bad. I don't know why I felt bad, and I was the one that was freaking just mentally going through it this whole time and in pain. Like, I don't know. So I spent, at the end of the day, $109. And I don't know what he thought his $10 off was going to do for me. I felt like I should have, the 4 hours there, because he kept coming in and asking me if I was okay. Because he knew this was not how the experience should have been. You know what I mean? It's like, when you go get your nails done, this is supposed to be relaxing and soothing. The opposite. The whole time I was drenched in sweat, and my heart was beating, and I was almost crying every 2 seconds. And if I could show you guys my text, like, I'm trying to think, what did I text my boyfriend? I don't even know. So I was texting my mom and Nick the entire time, and I will never, ever, 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 ever go there, ever. And it was like, one of the girl that was in there or whatever was being rude. With the nail lady was being rude to like some of the people. I don't know. It just was not good. I'm like, how do people? I felt like their whole, whatever I thought about them was a complete lie. I would never, ever, ever go there again. Like I said, it was 3D Nails on Hull Avenue. If you want good nails and you want your toenails to come out fire and your nails to come out fire, just go to Skylar. That's where I go every single time. I can't wait to go back and explain to my guy that I'm very sorry for cheating on you. But why does that happen? As soon as you cheat on like your freaking nail guy, your hair guy, it just comes up just messed up. So yeah, that was my L for the day. 4 hours and $109 for just bumpy, bubbly, crooked, off shape, just ugly nails. Ugly. Horrible. Especially my toenails, you guys. Like, he didn't even paint my whole nail. Like, what the? I don't know. So if you guys have had any bad experience there, just, you guys should comment down below or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys soon with some new nails, hopefully. Actually, no, I'm not going to see you guys soon, because I'm not going to get these done until like a few weeks. But yeah, I love you guys. Bye.